This will sound very strange, but President Trump's emergency plane landing in New Orleans on March 5th, 2022, and the discovery of Shackleton's ship Endurance on this same day are prophetic signs that is predicting that President Trump will die from a heart attack on August 23rd, 2022. It will be the last Trump sign, a massive prophetic sign that is warning that God's judgment is about to befall the nation. It will also signal that the resurrection rapture event will be on the Feast of Trumpets on September 26th, 2022. Trump's death from a heart attack will symbolize the State of the Union and America's spiritual condition, which is heart disease towards God. Besides what I am about to explain, the proof that these predictions were made ahead of time is the date that YouTube says this video was posted, and videos can't be edited once they are posted. Additionally, what documents that these predictions were made ahead of time are these emails that are timestamped by Google, as well as these PDF documents that were created by a company named Forensic Notes. If you are skeptical, email me and I will forward these to you. Trump's emergency plane landing and the discovery of Shackleton's ship Endurance is also revealing that U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris will die in a plane crash due to a bird strike on July 20th. This video was first produced and posted to YouTube on June 6th. In the initial video, I predicted that Kamala Harris would die in a plane crash on June 7th. Instead, on June 7th, we received the amazing and profound signs that revealed Harris's plane crash will be on July 20th. This is explained in the must-watch January 6th public hearings prophecy video, hearings that also happen to be about President Trump. After Harris's death, she will be replaced by Michelle Obama, and Michelle Obama will be replaced by Barack Obama in October 2022. The date that this video is posted proves that this prediction was made ahead of time, as does this timestamped email and Forensic Notes PDF. If you are skeptical, please email me and I will forward these to you. It has been known since the autumn of 2020 that she will die in a plane crash. But as can be seen here in this email, it was known since August of 2021. On Saturday, March 5th, 2022, President Trump was on board a plane from New Orleans back to his residence in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, when his plane experienced engine trouble and had to return to New Orleans and make an emergency landing. Trump was on board a Dassault Falcon 900 plane, which is a type of plane. Trump's Dassault Falcon 900 plane experienced engine troubles exactly 90 days before Kamala Harris's plane will experience engine troubles and crash. In God's true big picture of signs, patterns, and connections, which is only being explained on this channel, the number 9 is the most important number, as from the Bible it symbolizes God's judgment. And this is what 90 days and Dassault Falcon 900 symbolize. Trump will die from a heart attack exactly 11 weeks after Kamala Harris will die in a plane crash, and she will die in a plane crash exactly 90 days after Trump made an emergency landing in his plane. 90 days followed by 11 weeks is a pairing of 9 and 11. And God frequently pairs the numbers 9 and 11 together to confirm the signs and connections and to point to the biggest judgment warning sign of all, which was the events on 9/11 in 2001 when 2 planes crashed into the Twin Towers. And also Trump is known for his towers. Trump made an emergency landing in his plane on March 5th. But the news of this didn't break until Politico broke the news on Wednesday, March 9th. It is the news of this Dassault Falcon 900 on the 9th that we add 90 days to the day that Kamala Harris's plane will crash. Also, on Saturday, March 5th, Shackleton's ship Endurance was discovered at the bottom of the ocean near Antarctica. The official announcement of the discovery wasn't until the 9th. This is an amazing parallel. Trump made an emergency landing in his plane on the 5th, but the news didn't break until the 9th. And the ship Endurance was discovered on the 5th, and the news didn't break until the 9th. Trump will die from a heart attack, and Shackleton's ship was discovered exactly on the 100th anniversary of Shackleton's funeral on South Georgia Island near Antarctica. Shackleton unexpectedly died from a heart attack on his way to Antarctica. Trump will also die unexpectedly of a heart attack. The news of the discovery of Shackleton's ship Endurance came on March 9th, which is 3-9, which hints at 9 plus 9 plus 9, which God uses as judgment symbolism, and the number 27 symbolizes this. And on Shackleton's ship Endurance, it was a crew of 27 men in the expedition. It is amazing that Shackleton died on his way to Antarctica, and that he had his funeral and is buried on South Georgia Island. This is because a major part of the most heroic and intense journey of perseverance and endurance, arguably in history, which was Shackleton's expedition, involved South Georgia Island. Once they disembarked the ship, they experienced their tribulation experiences, endeavors on the ice floe. They also set up, for example, Camp Patience, endurance, tribulation, patient endurance of the saints during the tribulation period, for example. Okay, so that their experience on the ice floe, which I forget how long that lasted, but it lasted quite a number of days. They had to patiently wait for the ice to break up. And that was followed by their epic sea journey on the dangerous South Atlantic Antarctica Ocean to Elephant Island. Upon reaching Elephant Island, half of the crew were left behind, and 6 men continued on to South Georgia Island, which was an even more arduous journey and extreme story of survival. And by the way, this whole Endurance Shackleton story is arguably the most extreme story of human endurance and survival of all time. There was 2 legs of the sea journey, which hints at the times. So the ice floe time, sea journeys, 2 of them, times. And then once they reached South Georgia Island, they reached the south side. They had to cross over the island to the other side of the island where the whaling station was. South Georgia was an uncharted island, and they had to cross a mountain range. And so 3 people were left on the shore of South Georgia, and only 3 continued on. And that symbolized the easing of the journey. But that was an extremely arduous journey as well. But that was arguably the easing, symbolizing the easing of the tribulation. So we have the times and a half time. The ice floe, the 2 sea journeys, and then the crossing of the island. Harris's plane crash will be 110 days before the eruption of Yellowstone volcano and a catastrophic solar flare coronal mass ejection from the sun that will cause catastrophic power outages, and an asteroid hit on the Earth. And God pairs the numbers 9 and 110 together to confirm the signs and connections. Thus, the 90 days and then the 110 days from the Endurance ship sign on the 9th is confirmation that the tribulation test of endurance will begin September 24th. Also on March 9th, the day of the announcement of Trump's emergency plane landing and the day of the announcement of the discovery of Shackleton's ship Endurance, Biden announced and signed an executive order, a 7-month timeline for the development of a new digital currency, which is completely antichrist, because the mark of the Antichrist will require participation in the program. Otherwise, you won't be able to, quote, buy or sell, end quote, as it says in the Bible. and this will be enforced through the digital currency. The fact that it is supposed to be implemented according to this announcement of Biden on March 9th, 7 months later, in early October, lines up perfectly with just after the eruption of Yellowstone and other volcanoes, which will put ash into the atmosphere and cause climate change and food shortages, and food will be rationed to only those that have taken the mark of the Antichrist, and this will be enforced through the digital currency. And Bible prophecy says that if one takes this mark of the Antichrist, they go to hell. Therefore, it is a test of endurance, a test of faith. It will be extremely inconvenient and could cost you your life through starvation and other ways to resist the mark of the Antichrist. And so it is absolutely perfect that Biden's announcement of this digital currency coincided with the same day as the discovery of Shackleton's Endurance ship. On the same day as the news broke about Trump's emergency plane landing due to engine failure of his Dassault Falcon 900, 90 days before Kamala Harris's plane will crash due to an engine failure due to a bird strike, hence why the Dassault Falcon 900. Also, in Bible prophecy, a period of 7 years is symbolism for the end times period of the Antichrist's rule, and in God's big picture of signs, patterns, and connections, he uses 7 months connections as symbolism for this symbolic 7 years.